Welcome back to the big weekend show. Now, things are going so poorly in the Biden administration that members of the president's own party are encouraging big-name Democrats to run against the commander-in-chief. Some of them sound desperate to find alternatives.
Anybody who wants to run, Joe Manchin, Cornel West, any of the governors.
You want them in the primary?
In the primary. That's why we have primaries, because that doesn't undermine the likelihood of returning, in this case, a Democrat to the White House. I'm actively inviting, encouraging, to some degree imploring that people who are ready and know it's probably time to do so, take the chance.
Now, if it was left to me to comment on this, I can tell you, Lisa, that I would take up the entire segment. We'd need the rest of the show. But you've worked campaigns, so I'll start with you on this. Are these Democrats, so-called independents, are they even able to go up against Biden? Ballot access, all the other things, superdelegates, you name it.
No, but I mean, the challenge for Democrats right now is I'm sure they'd like to get rid of Joe Biden. Even I saw a recent poll where even 50% of Democrats wanted a different nominee in the 2024 election. I think I've seen the number as high as 75%, right? So they'd love to get rid of them, but then you're stuck with Kamala Harris. And so that presents an interesting scenario for them. How do you get rid of both of them? I mean, Kamala Harris is the least popular vice president in American history, even less popular than Dick Cheney after he shot someone. So that's saying something. So that's the challenge for them. But, they certainly don't want to encourage any sort of third party run, because you can go back to 2016. Jill Stein cost the Democrats the election. I mean, if her voters had voted for Clinton in Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Michigan, Hillary Clinton would have been the president. So, so they certainly don't want that to happen. But, look, it's going to be hard to, I'm sure they'd love to get rid of him, but, we'll see.
All right. So, Joe.
Yeah. It's not popular.
Independents, are they really there? And to add something to Lisa, or to add another perspective, what Lisa just said, the fact is that the Democrats, or the far left in the Democrat Party, love having Joe Biden there, in my opinion, because he's usable. He'll do anything to stay where he was, play to any group. Yeah. But is there really an independent streak, or is it even possible?
So he's like an older John Fetterman then, right? Somebody you can control, and as long as he votes the way you want, or at least moves the narrative the way you want it to, that's fine. I say, why run if you're on the Democratic side? It's a fool's errand, because the DNC has already declared that Joe Biden will not debate under any circumstances. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. was at 20% and still is around that number when they declared that. You're not going anywhere near him, so why bother? Joe Manchin is a non-starter. Republicans don't trust him. We were talking about this during the commercial break, but it's in my notes, so trust me, I was thinking the same way. Joe Manchin's a non-starter because Republicans don't trust him over the Inflation Reduction Act. He folded on that. Turns out he was hoodwinked. And Democrats obviously don't trust him because he went against federalizing voting rights. And remember, Build Back Better, which was the Inflation Reduction Act on steroids? They don't like that. I'm going to be the party pooper right now, all right?
Okay.
Because Joe Biden can run and Joe Biden can win. And I look at this New York Times focus group, okay? And it was done by Kristen Solis Anderson, which I think is quite good at what she does. And they took 12 Biden voters, and they asked all 12 of them, this is in 2020 Biden voters, do you think Joe Biden's a strong leader? All 12 answer no. Do you think he's disappointing as a president? All 12 answer yes. Do you think he should run in 2024? All 12 answer no. Who are you voting for in 2024? All 12 answer Joe Biden. So then, Kristen asked, well, why? You just said he's not strong, you're disappointed, you don't want him to run. Because the alternative scares us. So people vote against candidates these days, not for them and that's what I think the Democrats are banking on.
That's a great point.
Anita, I'll toss it to you on that.
What I thought was so interesting was Representative Dean Phillips. He said, I'm encouraging any other Democrat to run. He wasn't encouraging, he was begging. I mean, come on. Yeah. He was begging, he was naming people. And there are a slew of governors out there that are just, they're waiting to see what happens. People like Gavin Newsom, Gretchen Whitmer, Andy Beshear, they're waiting to see. Because the truth is, Joe, I know what you're saying, and I listened, and I think you're very astute.
Thank you.
But we really don't know. We don't know at the end of the day if he's going to be the nominee. So many things could happen.
But what could happen, though, is the question.
Well, I don't know.
Maybe he's not able. See, this I think is part of the play is, where's the bench?
I mean, in fairness, he falls off of stationary bikes, so... and he had the Easter bunnies. There's some things there.
Oh, no, I've noticed. I just wonder if the falling will be enough, right? That he's not going to leave. You ever tried to take the keys from Grandpa? Grandpa doesn't give up the keys, all right? Yeah. You can't drive anymore, Grandpa. No way.
I worry, they're trying to beat up Trump so much that he has to spend all this money on legal fees. Is he going to have the money to spend on winning the presidency or the time and the energy to, So, I mean, it's totally unfair what they're trying to do. I mean, we know what they're trying to do, right? But
Democrats stick together, and unless somebody gets to
that's
go,
true.
Gavin Newsom's not going to go rogue and jump in.
No.
He's going to need approval by whoever the party heads are.
I'm just saying he's waiting.
Okay.
Among
But
with others.
I want
I think I
to hit
dislike Gavin
what
even
you
more than
said.
Biden.
Okay.
Joe, what you said about the focus group. Let me go back to you on this, Anita.
Yeah.
The focus group is interesting because they all say all the bad things, but they'll go with that. So to the point of Democrats in waiting, who's their real bench? What if Joe Biden folds and they're scared of Kamala Harris?
The governors that I just mentioned, the governors, Gretchen Whitmer, Gavin Newsom, Andy Beshear. I mean, you guys can think of some other people, too.
Chris Christie, Illinois.
Pritzker. Don't you guys
Yeah.
remember? Didn't Gavin Newsom, when Joe Biden was overseas, he went to the White House when Joe Biden?
Yes, he did.
Is he measuring the drapes?
Have you ever seen that happen
Yes.
before, Anita?
No.
Does
Well, with him, I mean, he does those
That's
kinds
not
of
normal.
things. No,
Yeah.
Well, to your point, though, about bench. So if Gavin Newsom's the bench, what's the bumper sticker going to be? I'll make America California. Yeah, I mean, what record is he going to run on? But he has nice hair and tremendous teeth.
Yeah.
Does
And he
he
orders good
really have
food.
that great of
Yeah.
hair? I don't know. I can test that.
Better than mine.
I don't like
right.
his,
Better than David's.
his hair or his face.
I don't
We're
for that,
friends.
Concha.
It's okay.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.